made you decide to follow this career, and was there a significant event or person in your life that influenced you to be in this career? If so, what or who was it?
Okay, so when I was in college, I was never going to be a teacher. In fact, I told everyone who would listen that I would never go into education. Then, when I was in college, I got a job in education as a part-time after-school program. Was going to college still. I was a journalism major, and that was what I was going to do. And then I graduated, and I couldn't find a job. And I ended up finding a coaching position here, and it just kind of fell into place. And when I came to the school, it just felt like it was supposed to be where I was supposed to be, I guess.
Okay, so what is the biggest challenge you face, and how do you overcome that challenge?
The biggest challenge, I think, with education is how to manage kids. You never know what they're going through in their daily lives, and you try your best to navigate through all of that, but then you got different personalities. Some people want to share everything with you and let you know, like, hey, I'm going through this, this, and this. Other situations, they don't want to tell you anything, or the parents don't want you to know anything, and it just trying to manage that and maneuver how to best be there for the students can be a challenge.
Was there anything you expected from your job? If so, what was it, and were your expectations met?
I expected every day to be different, and I think that's definitely true. So I guess that expectation has been met. Even when you think everything's a certain way, and this is how it's been the last week, the next day it's completely different. And sometimes you'll have situations where you have a student just impress you. Like, we had a cross-country meet last week, and a student placed that both Coach and I believe that we were shocked when she finished, because she'd never shown anything that would show she would even care about running, and she got in the top 20, which I thought was fascinating. That definitely impressed me that day.
Okay, so what advice would you give to someone who is planning on following the same career path, or what advice would you give to yourself if you were to go back?
Be true to yourself. That's kind of cliche, but it's true. You got to be able to. There's no, I guess, robotic way or the methodology of teaching or being involved with youth. The way one person might do it doesn't necessarily mean that's how it's gonna be effective for you. You gotta bring yourself into what you're doing and be true to what you think should happen, and you can't like teach someone else's lesson plans. You have to be true to who you are and how you would want to teach.
Are there any lies or myths about your job that people often believe? What are they, and why do people think? Why do you think people believe this?
I think even within my own family, I think people think teaching is super easy. That you get all this time off in the summer, you get time off at Christmas, you get time off during Thanksgiving, but the reality of it is so draining. It is mentally and emotionally draining. It's great and it's rewarding, but man, by the time you get to your breaks, you're so tired and emotionally drained that you just need the break. And I think that's a myth, that is just that it's easy, and I think we have far too less of good teachers that are willing to put themselves in that, because teaching doesn't pay that much. It's not a high-paying salary compared to the business world or other things like that, but it makes a long-lasting difference.
Yeah. So if you were to change something about your job, what would it be and why?
Obviously there is like the material things, like you wish you had more resources, obviously. That goes without saying. But for me, in my experience, like for the most part, we have a staff that's very supportive and very, like they have your back. I've been at other schools and other situations where the principal and the administration did not have your back, and they kind of throw you out to the wolves a little bit. Here, that's not the case, so I'm grateful for that.
So how do you plan to accommodate your teaching style to fit different styles of learning? Are there any examples?
Yeah, so I teach history as well, so I have to accommodate. Some people learn better through reading the book. Other people do better through a lecture and PowerPoint and videos. So I try to mix it all together and try to go at the pace of the class. If I have a class that is very high functioning, very fast, then I'll speed it up with them, and I'll give them more assignments that they might need to work on. Not busy work, but just things that challenge them mentally, or I'll change the format of an essay or a project to make them to force them to be more creative.
Okay, that's good. What, in your opinion, is the best part of your job and why?
Well, the kids, for sure. They, like I said, they surprise you every day. You never know what you're gonna get, and you see them smile, see them be happy with what they're doing, or that light bulb, the cliche again, the light bulb clicking and going on in their head that they finally understand something. That's pretty rewarding.
Okay, so what do you feel is your strongest suit in this job, and what do you feel you need to work on the most?
Strongest suit would be relatability. I think I'm pretty good at relating to people and to the kids and trying to help them with what they're going through. When I was in college, I took the strengths test, and I think my number one strength was relator. So I think that'd be my number one thing that is a strength of mine. I would say the thing I need to improve on is just management as far as knowing when is when, knowing how much slack to cut a particular student, that kind of thing.
So how would you approach a student who says that physical education has no learning outcomes? How would you demonstrate to them that it is beneficial and important?
Okay, so repeat that one more time.
Okay, so how would you approach a student who says that physical education has no learning outcomes? How would you demonstrate to them that it is beneficial and important?
Okay, so first, when you're dealing with junior high, they want to know the point for everything. They say, why am I doing science? Why am I doing English and history? When am I ever going to need any of this? And that's like their attitude toward everything. So that is definitely something that is real and true. The importance of it, obviously, is physical health is super, super important, and there needs to be more attention on that. Because we talk about mental health, we also need to have that same focus on physical health, and vice versa. It needs to do the same. And PE, sometimes kids will be like, well, I hate that sport, or I hate that, so I don't want to do it, and I don't want to try. But they trying to bridge that gap that, hey, we want you to be healthy. It's about your health. It's about being able to take care of yourself so you can live a long, healthy life as much as the Lord, or as much as possible.